Hey, this is Zach. My debut album, Punching Jesus, is coming out November 9th. You can buy it on pre-sale on iTunes and Amazon now at hippienothippiepod.com or scan the QR code on the screen. Thanks so much for your support. And while you're there, pick up a copy of AJ's new album, Too Fast for Rain, as well. Thanks. I'm Zach Moss.
And I'm AJ Fenney.
And this is
Hippie?
Not Hippie.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to actual evening. It's dark out. 7 o'clock. Okay, fuck it. I don't know what I'm doing. Welcome to episode 48 of Hippie, Not Hippie.
Yeah.
Jesus, it is dark out, dude. The moon. Like, have you been outside?
Yeah, man, I've tried it.
I don't... I don't know if it's a new moon coming or if we just passed it, but dude, it's just like a sliver, like the fingernail, you know what I mean? When you cut it off and it's just on the floor and then you step on it.
I like the idea of a new moon coming. That's what it is, just a sliver of cum.
Just a sliver of cum. It's just, the new moon is just the run.
Yeah, no, I know there was supposed to be like an eclipse.
Oh yeah, there was an eclipse.
Did you see it?
No, but I do know it happened.
My dad kind of got me a little bit. He was like, "Did you see the eclipse today?" You know, and I was like, "No, I was fucking outside like for a long time."
Yeah,
you know, and I told him, I was like, "Yeah, I guess I just didn't look at the sun at all."
Yeah,
when I was outside.
It's weird because I typically do.
But then it happened, I guess, earlier in the day.
Solar eclipse, right? Not a lunar?
I think it was like, I think they kind of like at the dawn and dusk time,
okay.
You know? Our dawn time. Not dawn and dusk. The dawn.
The dusty dawn.
When night turns to dawn.
When the night becomes.
When the night became the dawn.
When the night became.
Yeah.
When it came, the sliver. The new moon.
All right. So.
Oh, God. These night episodes are great.
Yeah. I feel like our energy is better, even though I think we're both tired.
That's all right.
But we're used to turning it on at night.
Yeah.
We're not used to turning it on in the morning.
No one comes in the morning.
Yeah. Well, and yeah, thanks to everyone for bearing with us. I've been moving, and as you can tell, if you watch the videos, there wasn't one last week because
whoopsies,
technical difficulties.
Yeah.
I don't know, fucking. But if you do watch and you're watching this week, you can see nothing's really changed in
Not too much
in the view of that you get of the. There's a plan for this.
Yeah,
and man,
this gold chain.
Yeah.
Okay, it's fake.
Gold chain.
It feels like a memorial to Mitch Jones, and is. Dude, have you talked to Mitch since he did our pod?
Yeah.
Did he tell you who started following him right afterwards?
No.
Dude, fucking Shaggy 2 Dope started following him on Instagram. He sent me pictures, and I was like, yeah, dude. Fucking hippie, not hippie, changing lives, making dreams come true.
Because we tagged him in the pod?
I don't know if we tagged Shaggy 2 Dope.
We had something to do with Shaggy 2 Dope
the whole thing
Mitch?
The whole thing was talking about juggalos. So the episode had that thing about juggalos, and I think he wrote something about it. And then Sam Talent met him at, I think, Skankfest. And then, yeah.
Well, that's good for Mitch.
It's great for Mitch.
Yeah.
If you're listening to that.
Who would be that person to follow you that would make you that excited?
Oh, man. There's so many different jammies.
Yeah?
Yeah.
But, I mean, who would be the number one? Jerry Garcia, right? Because he'd be like, holy shit, he's alive.
He got us. He Kaufmaned us.
Yeah.
Gosh, I don't know.
So October 30th is like Grateful Dead Nuggets night.
Oh.
But unfortunately...
Wait a minute, I think I have a gig.
Yeah, dude, I'm doing a show at a beer pong tournament.
When we could be going to basketball and... That's like everything.
I know. We're going to go. I feel like we need to go next year, but what are they doing and putting it this close to Halloween? All right. That should be like a random February.
Yeah.
What August 8th, right? Isn't that the day he died?
No. God damn it.
I thought it was August 8th because there's that No Effects song where they're like, it's August 8th, it's a beautiful day. And then I see really a bunch of hippies crying, it's August 8th, it's a beautiful day.
Was it August 8th? I can't remember. There's the days between because he was born like on the 1st.
His birth was a lot of days?
It was like there's days between.
Multiple
so
day
they
birth.
Yeah, it was a long birth.
Yeah. His feet came out on the first day. Poop. Then the second day, we saw one knee.
Oh, dude.
By the third day.
I had this fucking... Yeah, I was in Rochester, Minnesota at Goonies. Super fun. The new location's great. It's in a hotel. So
hey, you guys.
Yeah, it's great. Fucking Sloth is running it.
Yeah. Can I do that?
I don't know if you can do that anymore. I mean, you're not quoting a... I can't say what I was going to say, but yeah. I know that. But you're quoting a character from a movie.
Okay.
You're not...
Yeah, if I can't do that, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Now, if you were just quoting a guy out on the street yelling at cars, I think you'd be in trouble.
Yeah, all right.
But yeah, this old dude, God, he kept telling me how much he liked my stories afterwards. He was kind of drunk, and then here's the weird part about having your hotel room in the same location. I started walking towards my room, and then he's walking next to me, and then at one point he peels off into his room, and then I have to go further down. But he's like, really good, really enjoyed the stories, man. It's so good. And then as he's getting ready to go into his room, he says to me, "You're going to get better," which I know what he meant. He meant to say, "You're only going to get better." But what he said was, "You're going to get better," which made it sound like it wasn't good.
No, I think he's talking about you in general.
Yeah.
I think you think it has to do with your act, but
He's just talking about you.
Yeah, you're like walking with this guy, and you're like, man, this guy's drunk, and he's like, man, this guy.
What's wrong with this guy?
He'll get better.
Yeah. All I got to do is put the booze down, but what's this guy got to do?
Yeah. They're like, he's like, he'll figure it out,
But then he went to shut his door.
Something happened to your thumb just now? I feel like
I think the Moldavite cut me.
Whoa, dude.
I don't know what's happening.
Your hippie jewelry is attacking you.
Yeah, dude.
It's not very peaceful.
It's not. But then he told me, he goes, "You're going to be on Jay Leno someday." And I was like, all right.
Is Jay Leno still on?
Nope. But to that guy, he is.
Maybe I don't know.
I don't know.
What if you are? What if that's a premonition?
What if I'm on Jay Leno?
Yeah. What if you get better? What if you get so much better that Jay Leno's like, you know what? I gotta come back, guys. I gotta do one show, man. We gotta get AJ Finney on. He's so much better.
He's so much better now. He sounds like, I love your Jay Leno is like a cross between Jay Leno and the nanny.
I'm Fran Drescher. I know.
It's Fran Drescher. I would like to hear Fran Drescher doing Leno.
It's how he became the nanny. All right.
It's the Tonight Show.
Yeah, hey guys, I'm Jay Leno. Right?
Can we do any of these impressions anymore?
You can do Jay Leno.
Can you?
Right?
Hey everybody.
Hi, I'm Jay Leno. Yeah,
he's very cartoony.
Yeah,
and nasally.
Yeah, I feel
I collect cars. I don't think that's it.
like his voice changes by how tight his pants are.
I just had a big meatloaf.
Yeah, I think that's like what punctuates his voice is like, I got a lifespan.
I need the stretchies.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. So, Goonies moved to a new spot.
Yeah. Still in Rochester. I liked it. It was good. It's kind of
That's a third location, right?
Yeah, the one that we did was the second location. God, I wish I could have brought you to the original because that one, I mean, nothing's ever going to touch that. It was just ideal. It was like an Irish pub below it, and then you walked upstairs in this like treehouse area, and that's where the comedy club was.
Yeah. But it burned down.
No, it's just one of those things. I think
It burned down. No.
it burned. No, I think it was retooling downtown Rochester.
Yeah.
So-
So they remodeled or demolished it or what?
I don't think it was demolished. I just think that they came in and like everything kind of got turned into whatever the hospital wanted.
Oh God! Remember when we were in Rochester?
I do. I told the story.
Dude,
to
how
a guy from
do you
Madison.
remember the story?
So I remember we went
We ate
down
mushrooms
and we went downtown. We went to a bar.
to the Sky Mall.
Well, we were at a bar first,
Yeah.
and I was getting edgy at the bar. I wasn't. There was too much movement. I couldn't handle that.
Nah, too much nah.
Too much nah.
You
And
needed
so then
some
we went to
peace.
So then we went to the mall, which was comfortable for me because I'd been there before, so I knew all the canals and basically where we were. But then we got into God, I wish I could remember. I stayed at this place several times, but we walked in and a fucking alarm started going off.
Dude, the alarm started going off when we were in a fucking bank.
We were passing a bank, yes, but
So
we were heading.
AJ's like, yeah, you can just we can just go in here. You know, we can just go in this door here into the mall. And I'm like, it's like fucking 1:00 in the morning, and I'm like, I don't know, dude. This
and I'm
looks,
like, this is fine.
it's a U.S. bank. It's it's a bank.
Yeah.
And like we walk in like right where the tellers are and shit.
Yeah, but
And I'm like,
It's real
I'm in a
interesting.
bank like
Yeah.
at 1 a.m.
But you can't
and
access anything.
on mushrooms, and I don't feel like I should be here.
Right.
And then an alarm went off.
But much like in IKEA, you just have to leave that frame and get, because the next thing is doors open up and you're back into a hotel lobby.
But when the alarm went off, the doors didn't open anymore.
No, that's not true because we went through the doors to go into the hotel.
Dude, we went through some hallways and stuff in
Yeah.
there, but we couldn't get out of the mall. The doors to go outside after we went in there and the alarm started going off would not open.
Okay, so I remember this. That was after the bathroom. So we went to the bathroom, and afterwards I came out, the alarm was going off, and I was like, this is where I got kind of spacey. And I wasn't really paying attention to the fact that you didn't know, you were unfamiliar with the territory, because I left and I was like, oh, I'm just going to go ask the guy at the front desk what's going on. And then I went up and he goes, yeah, the fire alarm's going off. This happens a lot. And I was like, cool. And then I remember going back down the hallway, at which point you must have tested a door that was not opening. Because the next thing I knew, I remember you going, I was about to kick this fucking door in. And I was like, this is not good. And you were like, you fucking bailed on me. And I was like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, you left. I went to
Because
the
I went to the
bathroom.
lobby.
And I didn't realize there's a hotel there. So I come out of the mushrooms, the alarm's going off, and like I'm trying to get out of this place, and I can't get out. And I saw a door to the outside, and I was about to be like, I'm kicking my way the fuck out of this Sky Mall,
It did
dude.
feel a lot like we had been attacked by something. There was a moment where it was like that post-apocalyptic zombies, the alarm goes off, and then
Well, yeah, and we're like in a bank. Like that was what weirded me out. And yeah, apparently the bank, they're like, oh, we pull our computers in at night, and there's not enough crime in the Mayo Clinic hospital town for us to, worry about homeless people sleeping in here. But like, yeah, it was weird to have that kind of access to a bank.
yeah, but if you
at
remember,
1 a.m.
and then but I think they got the alarm fixed, and then we went back in because we took another skywalk into another hotel and found a piano that you started playing.
Okay, that sounds right.
Yeah, and I remember that, and then that's where I started getting edgy because I was like, all right, he's really getting into this piano, which is loud, but now I feel like we're attracting people, and if there are zombies,
Oh yeah, that's how you tell them.
and then then I think
Yeah.
that's where we parted ways
Well,
because we got out, and you wanted to go back to the bar, and I was like, I think our trips are going different ways, and I need to go to bed.
oh god,
Because then
and I
you you met those people.
Oh yeah.
Because the next thing I know, we woke up and we went to the hot tub. You went to like a farm or some shit.
Yeah, dude, I went to this fucking like art studio, and
But you went back to the bar first, right?
yeah, but somehow I met some people. I feel like did they have something to do with the show? It's so my memory. I apologize to anyone listening to this. The following day, I decided to pull like the grand romantic gesture of my life, and like Megan.
Oh yeah.
Megan's band was playing a show for the very first time in Boulder.
Jesus Christ!
And I was like, "There's no way I can make the show." But then that night, I'm talking to AJ, and I'm like, if we leave right after the show, and
which was like 11:30,
and drive straight through the night, I can get there at like 2 p.m.
Yeah,
right when her band's going on. And surprise her.
And I was like, okay, we can do this.
Yeah.
We packed up and we did it. And we'll bounce back to where you met the people. But the one thing I remember most about Zach was microdosing to stay awake and focus on the road, which is fine. But I think his time lapse of microdosing was getting shorter and shorter to where it might have become just a little bit of a dose. Because at one point, the music was loud, the windows were down, and I don't know what happened, but there was a jar, and I was like, what's going on? You're like, well, you know, the road's going do-do-do-do-do. And I was like, okay, at no point should the road be going do-do-do-do.
So yeah, what sucked is that like you're like, I'll take the first shift and then sleep. And then you take the late shift or whatever.
Yeah.
And the early shift, when I was supposed to be sleeping, I couldn't sleep. So I was just awake. Dude, and then, it was... But, it worked out. We made it. We lived. But
I'll tell you what, though. I did that drive last night. I woke up in Rochester. I left at 9 a.m., and I did the drive. The drive during the day is not as bad. It still sucks.
Yeah, it's 13 hours, isn't it?
It is. And I got home, and I was so hungry. I'd eaten a little bit on the road, but I was eating pizza.
Casey's.
And, Casey's pizza.
Were you eating Casey's?
No, I just had leftover pizza, I think from Blackjack. But Marciana asked me a question while I was chewing. And, dude, I bit my fucking tongue so hard that all the pizza came out. I immediately tasted blood. I thought I was going to have to go to the hospital. And when I bit down on it, like, when you bite into chicken, like when you pop through it?
Yeah.
It felt like I bit through steak. Like I was like, Jesus Christ. Also, I don't know how I have not evolved as a species to not be able to bite my fucking tongue like that.
Yeah. People bite them off sometimes.
Oh, God.
Can you imagine?
I felt my teeth go into it. It was literally the worst feeling I've ever had.
So you're not a big lingua guy anymore.
I don't know. Oh, no.
Lingua is tongue.
There's no lingua happening right now. Cunna or other. But anyway, let's get back to these.
Oh yeah.
These
so
two
anyways,
people.
I end up at this like crazy art gallery with this lady and this dude, and God, that was a wild one. Was that Thursday? Were we there for 3 nights, or did I do that the night before we fucking drove?
Yeah, dude. We were there for a Friday.
I'm a maniac. What
Friday
the fuck
and
was
a
I
Saturday.
Because
also, like, you hadn't brought in shorts, so you were in your boxers in the hot tub. It was pretty fucking wild.
Oh yeah. And then 7 a.m. That was wild. Yeah. So anyways, I ended up meeting this guy, and it turns out that he actually was like dating this good friend of mine when I was a kid, his kid's sister.
Oh, so there was a South Dakota connection. That's right.
Yeah, she died in a fire. And
like the old club.
Yeah. And no, super fucking sad. And yeah, it was crazy because he had he had knew her and was dating her and was like, oh, and like it was pretty wild. And then he knew my friend's mom, who had quite the history with, like, me and Ian got into a lot of fucking trouble when we were kids.
Wow.
And his mom went through some shit. Yeah. And I think still probably is. I mean, Ian was fucking, I don't know. I hope he's doing good, but he's definitely had a battle with fucking shit.
Everything.
Yeah. No. Not fun, though. Not funny.
Yeah. But anyway, so you met the two people. You went to the art gallery, but I feel like you went from the bar to the art gallery. Did you end up at their house? Did they have a pool, or am I just mixing up the hot tub in the morning?
I think I might have gone and sat. I don't know. It was one of those like wild nights where I went and ate breakfast with them.
Yeah.
At like 8 a.m. or something, or 7 a.m. at a fucking Denny's or some shit.
Yeah.
And they dropped me off. I remember the sun was up when they dropped me off at the hotel.
Yeah, because I don't know if you had been to bed.
No, I hadn't. And the hotel was just putting out the hotel breakfast.
Yeah.
And I had just had a breakfast, but I was like, oh man, I need another breakfast.
Second breakfast.
Yeah, no. So dude, I ate a whole huge plate of breakfast, and then I brought one upstairs. When I woke up, I had another plate that I had made waiting for me.
Trace breakfasts.
Yeah, 3 breakfasts. Yeah, that's kind of a discombobulated story, but sorry, everyone.
I think the people listening at this point, they're either digging it or not. Some of the highest ranking episodes we have are so all over the place.
Oh yeah, dude. Fucking. I had a fucking day yesterday. So I get somebody wanted to buy the washer and dryer.
Yeah, 3 hundos.
$230 cash, and I was like, you know
cash.
what?
And they're gonna pick it up.
So yeah, and a bunch of people tried to scam. People tried to scam on the dryer. They're like, "Oh, we don't have cash or use Cash Apps. We only have Zelle." And I was like, "Then go to your bank, motherfucker, and get the money." You know. But yeah, fucking scammers.
Dude, I had this weird thing. This woman reached out to me about doing a painting. She was like, "I have a client, and I would like to do a painting of you." And I was like, "Yeah, cool, go for it." And she goes, "I'm thinking about using this photo." And I'm like, "All right." And then she pulled another one. She goes, "Actually, I think I'm going to use this if it's okay." And I was like, "Sure." She goes, "Okay." She goes, "You'll get paid for it as a subject. Typically, my clients pay up front. Do you know how to use a app to bank?" And I was like, Nope. As soon as you ask for that, it's out.
Yeah, fucking. So I go over and she's like, "Is the plug?" I wanted to make sure it had the right plug in because we plugged it in 8 years ago and I didn't remember what that plug looked like. So yeah. So fucking, I go pull it out, unplug it, and I shut the water off and start to unhook the things. But I realize these valves are shot too. Like the same reason I can't take my fucking bidet.
Oh.
So all of a sudden they start fucking leaking, and then like I've loosened it enough with my hand but I can't tighten it enough to get the water to stop.
Oh no.
So the water's fucking leaking. I call my fucking landlord. It goes straight to voicemail.
Uh-oh.
So I send him a text. I'm like, "Dude, I need to know where the water shutoff is." I think I know where the water shutoff is because I looked at it with my neighbor, like when we were trying to figure out how to maybe get my bidet out there. And I think I told you about this, but it was like 40 feet of like crawling on your belly through that basement.
No, I don't like that. I've been in that basement.
through just all the webs, dude. All the webs and webs
No.
And dust and just claustrophobic and fucking there. And so the water's leaking. I can't get a hold of him. I'm like, I think that's the shutoff. Megan, shine the fucking light down here. And I just, when you have to do...
You just do
something horrible. You just like shut your fucking brain off,
Yep.
So
you went through the webs.
Shit up. So, dude, I grabbed this fucking like rod down there, and I just fucking started belly crawling. And then I realized I'm kicking up so much dust. It's so gross. There's like I feel dust in my mouth. So then I don't have a shirt on like now because
You're bare chested.
No, I have a hoodie on, but I don't have a shirt on. So I'm like fucking. I put the hoodie up. My hair's down. So I'm like trying to crawl. My hair's in my face. I'm like fucking going through the spider webs. I make it to this fucking valve and I shut it off and I fucking crawl back out and I get out and I realize that is not the water shut off for the house, dude. It's It's the water shut off for just the outside water main, dude.
Fuck. I remember when that broke.
Yeah. So it was there and I was like, oh, fuck, dude. So, I go upstairs and I'm like, fuck, it's still leaking. And I see that I've missed a call on my phone.
Is it the landlord?
And I'm like, oh, that's got to be the landlord or a plumber or something that he sent to call.
Yeah.
So I call, and I'm like, this number looks familiar. So I call the fucking number back and it's I go, "This is Zach. I missed a call from this number." And he goes, "Hey, Zach, you handsome son of a bitch."
What?
It's my fucking ex-business partner who fucking like embezzled all the fucking money and shit from the business.
From the pot place?
Yeah, dude.
Whoa.
Like And I'm just like,
Just calling like nothing happened?
dude, he's tried to call me every year since that happened, and I always just like screen it or whatever, but he just caught me in a moment of pure panic after I literally just gone through like claustrophobic hell.
Dude, does your brain just go, fuck?
No, literally, that's exactly what happened. He goes, you know who this is, and I recognize his voice right away, and I was just like, fuck.
It just came out.
Yeah, dude. I just go, fuck.
Yeah.
And he goes, don't hang up. I was like, and he's like, I'm really proud of you. I want to come to the Alamo. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck? I was like, I'm in the middle of a water leak, and I'm going to send him a message like, stay the fuck away from me. But yeah, dude, just like, I'm going through like such hell. And then just like this fucking, like the last person in the world that I would want to talk to, like fucking, oh, fuck, dude.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, and Megan was just like, I'm so sorry.
Dude, that is like the most epic, like shit on top of shit. And it's that moment where you go, well, at least it's not going to get any worse. And then the phone rings and you're like, thank God. And then you're like, fuck me, really?
Yeah, I was just like, fuck. You're like, so just like, God damn it, dude.
Rule of threes.
Oh, man. So... yeah, so then I get it so that thing's only dripping. Megan, like, she's, like, at this point, I'm ready to just, like, what's happening is I'm, like, trying to calm down because my main instinct is, like, I'm just going to start kicking holes in the wall.
Yeah,
like, I was just, like, fucking fuck this, and I don't have any tools or anything, and she's like, I think there's I saw a bucket full of shit in the shed, so she goes and, like, gets a bucket so we can catch the water.
Yeah.
Because we've just been doing it with the like outflow, I don't know, of this pan that we found and shit. So she gets a bucket, we get it down to a drip, and then we ran to the house, and I got my wrenches and shit and went back and tightened it and fixed it.
Okay.
But...
and then you were able to get the washer out?
No, the washer's still there. I don't think the lady wants to buy it because I think she, like, Sunday was her day with a truck to go get one or whatever. So... I have to go get caps because the faucets won't close all the way. So I can close them as much as possible and then catch, some of the water in a bucket while I cap the fucker and then pull the fucking washer out.
Wow.
But, and I think I'm going to cap the toilet too and get my bidet. But the worst thing about it was that crawling through like all of that shit and the spider webs and the dust was it was for fucking nothing. Fucking
that's the worst and the best. Like the story is great, but god damn, that sucks, dude. I don't understand human beings as much as they'd love to hear how tough something is for another person.
Oh yeah. Well, and then my show on Saturday was pretty fun, actually. I did a fundraiser for a preschool.
What?
In Frisco.
Oh, Summit County.
Yeah.
Dude, I love it up there.
Dude, it is beautiful.
Dude, if I could live... I mean, Telluride's one thing, but if I could live anywhere, Summit County, like Dillon...
yeah.
I mean, that place...
No, I performed at Adventure Park up there. I don't know if you've ever been there.
No, Adventure Park?
Yeah, but man, is that a fun thing.
Is it a theme park?
It's like a skate park, and then they have like dirt jumps for bikes, and then they have a frisbee golf course. I mean, any kind of adventure you can imagine, AJ. Yeah. They've got a boat slip, I think.
What is a boat slip?
I think it's where you park a boat.
And then you slip it into the water?
Yeah, and I don't know. I know there's a lake nearby. I don't know if the slips are there or where the slips are. But
gotcha.
I mean, man, it doesn't. I don't like saying that. But
I know. It's like we're on them. Hey, I'm out of town, but I'm looking for all those slips. Where them slips at?
But yeah, man. So,
but it was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. But I haven't done an hour for a corporate in fucking. I'd say since maybe March. There's not a lot of like corporate hours happening in the summertime.
Yeah.
It's usually kind of around the holiday,
Yeah.
November through February is the nut meat of the...
So you felt a little rusty?
Well, my hour is in a weird place right now because I'm working on a new one. You know what I mean? So it's like the old one, which, by the way, Punching Jesus, my album, will be out November 9th. Pre-sale code will be on the beginning and the end of this episode.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Nice, dude. Is it going through Rhizome?
No.
Okay. Did you find someone to put it out, or are you doing it yourself?
I'm doing it myself. I mean, I can still always partner with someone on Sirius, but I'm just going to put it out and do that. So,
launch and release.
Yeah, I'm kind of just like, it needs to go out. And it's ready. I finally got all the artwork. And doing everything on your own
the artwork
takes
good.
a while. But I'm super excited. But I'm writing a new hour and like the corporate part. And man, I'm like going through my new hour and I'm like, a lot of this is not corporate friendly, man. It's not. So I'm like, I had to like dig back into the old hour and then kind of pull a lot of new stuff in and then be like, what the fuck? Because I always have to pull shit out of my ass. But I definitely was nervous because I was just like, fuck. And it's good for me to be nervous for important gigs like that.
Yeah. That
involve a lot of, because like if I'm like, oh, I've got fucking 2 hours of material in this brain. Let's just go see how it goes. That. I mean, I can get it done that way, but it's fucking, there's definitely a lot more panic.
Yeah. Well, and the thing about corporates, cruise ships, different things like that is that they're not actually, like, artistically, sometimes they're not as fun, but they're a challenge and they're how you make money. I think Gillespie said that one time. He goes, yeah, cruise ships, I don't love doing them, but you can do them to make the money to do the things you really want to do.
Yeah, and I mean they were actually super fun, and
were kids there? Or
no, it was PG-13, so it wasn't clean.
Gotcha.
They liked a little. I didn't say fuck, but
a little risque.
Got some shits in there.
Yeah,
did a few sexual innuendos. But they were really great, and you never know what that kind of situation what you're gonna get into. But they were fucking awesome, and the show went well. Got a good review back. She's like, oh, the parents all messaged and said how much fun they had, and they're all talking about my tight asshole. So, but no, they were awesome. I'm glad they had me, and the show went good. How I know it went good is I thought I was at 35-ish.
Yeah.
And I was at 48.
Oh, man. That feels good when you're like...
Oh, God, that feels good.
Yeah. When you're like, then you're like, oh, I'm further into this than I thought.
Yeah, and then you're like, ooh, I can pick and choose at the end. I don't have to, very nice.
Stretching for this boy.
Yeah, it was great. And Friday... closed out the comedy for the benefit for Shrek.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I forgot you were doing that.
Yeah, it was great. People were nice. The show went good. Chris Voth and Buckley and Eric, I can't remember his name. Newer comic.
Okay.
He had some good jokes, but he went out to a cold room with the God Mic host and then just like went into his act and which I've done that. I've made that mistake before. Like someone introduces you on the God Mic and you're like, oh, that's a host, right? And and then you go out and you do your jokes and the crowd's like, what the fuck? And But yeah, he had some good jokes, but yeah, the crowd I just think didn't get set up quite right. But and then the early show I hosted for Hari Kondabolu.
Yeah.
Bulu.
Harry
Kondabolu.
Doesn't he spend a lot of time at the beginning talking about his name and how people mess it up?
Oh, I fucked it up.
Yeah.
I fucked it up.
I think his Comedy Central, he talked about that.
Oh, I fucked it up so hard. I just fucked it up here.
Yeah.
I fucked it up introducing him.
Oh.
So on the way down there, I'm like, all right, I'm going to watch Conan and learn how to say his name.
Look at you.
Conan, and that's my go-to when I don't know a comic's name that's been on late night or whatever. I'm like, how did they say it on TV? Because they said it right? That's what they do this more than I do. You know? Like,
right. Did Conan jack it up?
So I practiced it wrong the whole way there because apparently Conan didn't say it right. So
Oh my
he
God.
tells me in the green room, he goes, "Do you know how to say my name?" And I'm like, and I try to say it, or I say it how it's so fucked up in my brain at this point.
Yeah.
What's correct? So I'm like, I say it how I've been practicing it, how Conan said it, and he goes, "No, that's wrong." And I was like, "Oh, sorry. I listened to Conan on the way here, how he pronounced it." And he goes, "Every late night show host ever has gotten it wrong or whatever. The only person who's ever gotten it right is John Oliver." So I'm like, "All right, cool." So then I just I walk out of the room and I pull up John Oliver, and then I start listening to John Oliver introduce him, and it's like, and yeah, he's like, "Hari Kandabula!" or Kanda. No, Hari Kandabulu! Baloo! Ooh, it's an ooh, like Hulu. Baloo. It's like blue, Baloo. God, there's so many ways that I tried to remember it in my fucking brain, but I still fuck it up. Like, God.
So Harry Kondabulu?
Yeah. No, it's not Bulu.
It's not Bulu.
It's Baloo.
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 So Harry Kondabaloo.
Yeah. Harry Kondabaloo.
Harry Kondabaloo.
But it's like if you're introducing it, where do you put the emphasis in the name?
Harry Kondabaloo. It sounds like I'm doing a bullshit accent at that point.
Well, yeah.
Harry Kondabaloo.
Well, yeah. And before I go on, he goes, "Hey, man, I'm not sure where the stool's at out there, but I like the stool." Like,
Harry Konda stool. Fuck.
Yeah, no. And he's like, "I like the stool, about like right here, so that when I'm doing my thing, I can just kind of look out of the corner of my eye and see my notes or whatever." And I'm like, "Okay, stool needs to be this proximity. How the fuck do I say this?"
Stoolbaloo. Stoolbaloo.
So I go out there and I'm like, "Give it up for Hari." And then I'm like,
Fuck.
and then I got to plug his album too. And I'm like, God, I can't remember the name of his album right now. I got the album right. I got the fucking album right. I got the fucking stool right. And then I'm like, Hari Konda, fucking Hari Konda.
Harry Konda.
And then he just goes out and he goes, "That was fucking terrible."
That was his opening.
Yeah, no. Oh god,
That's great.
No, I felt bad, but he's a nice guy. His crowd was cool.
Yeah, well, and I bet that happens. That happens more than it doesn't. Otherwise, you wouldn't go, "Do you know how to say my name?"
Well, I've only fucked someone's name up introducing them. That's like the second time that it's ever happened. So it really pissed me off. I was like really mad at myself for fucking it up, and like, God damn it, because and people fuck my name, and we were talking about beforehand. I'm like, yeah, my name's Moss, and people fuck that up all the time. And he's like, "Oh, I wouldn't fuck that up. It's like the baseball player." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's my cousin." And he's like, "Oh, like, no shit," he's a big Yankees fan or whatever. So I'm like, that's not fair. None of my favorite athletes have your name. But it did make me feel better. He mispronounced Jokic's name on stage. So in my head, I was like, yeah, you mispronounced his name. But no. Yeah. I hated it, though. I hate when I fuck up. Like, it's so awkward.
Yeah.
There was another time where I just forgot the guy's last name, and I was like, "Give it up for Johnny."
Dude, that happened to me one time at the Improv years ago. And this guy, the worst part is how he set it up. Because he goes, "This next guy is really funny. We're really good friends. We've been on the road together." But he made a bunch of bullshit up.
Yeah.
And I realized at one point he was trying to remember my name. He was just saying stuff. And then he goes, "Give it up for Jane." I was like, okay.
Yeah, people fuck my name up all the time. I don't care. I mean, I've always thought the worst thing that you can do. I mean, for him, it happens all the time, and it's kind of funny. But like,
Yeah.
For most people, I feel like it's the worst thing you can do is talk about how the host just fucked up your name.
Yeah.
Because nobody cares.
Yeah, well, it's
Like, those people were there to see him and knew him, so I think that makes sense. But like in most case scenarios, like,
Yeah.
I mean, for him,
I think
that name hurt my brain, dude. It's like it, and I think it's just the way that I learned everything. But it's like I had to overwrite stuff, and just my old brain was just like, "Fuck you," like, "Fuck you." You're gonna remember where to put the stool now, and the name of the album, and the fucking and pronounce the name that you learned the wrong way for 10 minutes on the way here.
I think the weird part about fucking someone's name up, not necessarily that, because I think they've probably it's somehow expect it. But when you talk about what someone's done and you mention their credits and you're kind of hyping them a little bit to the audience, but then you can't remember their name, it subconsciously says they're not that important. That's what a club told me one time after fucking it up.
No, I know.
They just told me, they're like, you don't like that guy. but he's got a tongue twister.
Yeah, and the crowd, I feel like, was there to see him too. They know.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't like I ruined the.
No, it's not like you went, Harry Conda, and they were just like,
But yeah, it just. I'm mad about it still.
Yeah.
But what are you gonna do? I'm gonna let it go.
Maybe you can get on the show next year.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe I'll be like, hey, man, I've been practicing I'm going to get up and practice his name every day.
Your name.
I've been practicing your name every day since the last time you were here.
Hetty!
No, I was like, you know what? If you get his name right, he's probably automatically just like, you're my host.
Yep.
You're coming on the road with me. You're my host. You're the only person to ever get my name right.
Oh, God, yeah.
Well, no, and there's something about it. It just fucks my head up, and I'm a dumb. So, what are you gonna do,
man?
And then, Thursday was down at the Comedy Lounge. Closed out that. They're doing Thursdays down at the Lounge now.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's
Did they
cool.
do Thursdays a long time ago, and then they stopped it, and then now they're bringing it back?
I can't remember, but I
did a Thursday at the Underground.
Yeah, those rule.
It did not feel good.
Oh, yeah? Mm-mm. Was there not a lot of people there?
Not a lot of people. And I asked Ed Bell hosted, and I was like, how was it? And he goes, And I was like, all right. All right. And it's the first time I've done it. So I think that was the part that I was like, the fuck's going on? I've been here and seen these before. And there was another guy.
I always have a lot of fun on Thursdays.
Yeah.
There.
Well, there was another guy that went up, and I was like, how was it? And he goes, I just feel like it's not, like, they're not popping, and it's definitely nothing that's going to roll. And I was like, all right. Hannah Jones went up, and she seemed to be getting some pops, but it was the same thing. And then it was just, yeah, man, it just felt a little bit more like a struggle. And I got off, and I was like, wow. And I was like, yeah, man, it's Thursday. And I was like, I don't know. So at some point I gotta go back because I just need to redeem myself.
Well, yeah, man. I think what it sounds like to me is like you ate it.
Nope, definitely didn't eat it.
I'm fucking with you.
It just was, not what I expected. I think
I have had weird shows there, but they've usually been late shows on a weekend.
It felt like the Lounge a little bit.
Okay. So my Thursday at the Lounge was pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah. I followed Rick Kearns, so that's always fun.
Yeah.
So what do you think?
How dirty did Rick go?
So we'll get it. So Rick went really dirty.
Okay.
Which is funny because Rick and I have been talking because he thinks that the language that people are using is just too much.
What do you mean?
Just too many fucks and unnecessary fucks and shits. And
how many shits and fucks did he?
He didn't say that many, but man, did he talk about fucking. I mean, I thought I talked about cum a lot. It was a lot of porn, a lot of cum.
Yeah.
I mean, he did fine, but I got up there after him and I was like, doesn't he look like he just crawled out of these woods behind the stage? Like he lives in these trees?
Oh, nice.
And that fucking hit super hard.
Yeah.
And then Roger Stafford was on the show. He had a pretty good set, but I was like, yeah, run, Roger, run.
Oh, that's wild. Yeah, I saw Ben after I left the Lounge that night. Or I left the underground. I saw him at the Squire outside.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's a little wobbly.
Yeah, I'm doing a impression of a baby on stage.
Okay. Like
Mad
baby?
No, just like a
Like a wobbly baby?
yeah. Well, I feel like it. So like I'm trying to think of like what makes a baby to me, and like Megan and I are talking about it, and it's like good posture but poor balance.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Oh yeah, you know. This is a great visual gag for the pod, but yeah.
Yeah.
So no, it's pretty. That's why you can see I don't have any shit done. But I am finding stuff, man.
Yeah?
That's I think.
Treasure hunting as you unpack?
Dude, no. The Baker neighborhood is full of treasures.
What do you mean? Oh, no. What'd you find?
Well, so you see that thing my TV's sitting on?
Oh, wow. Dude, you're finding fucking furniture everywhere. Is that new, too?
Oh, yeah, man.
Would you rob a church?
No, well, I mean that one was outside of it. So Megan bought that at Salvation Army. I didn't scrounge that.
This came from a church?
That came from a church. Yeah, it was sitting by the trash. It didn't have a sign to take it, but it looked like it wanted to be taken.
What if it was just a couple of old like fucking altar boys were told to move some stuff, so they had it out there and then went to get the truck, and then as they pull around, zip.
So I search for the treasures on foot, and then I go back in a vehicle.
Gotcha.
So I found it on foot and came back about 20 minutes later to claim my prize. There's also, if you look around the corner here.
Did you find a banjo?
No, this cabinet. Here, go look. Go look.
Okay, hold
go
on.
look. It's a big white cabinet.
Hold on here. I gotta. Jesus Christ, dude! What? Yeah.
It's the perfect cabinet that we needed. We didn't have a place for the towels and a lot of things in the bathroom.
Yeah, it's a nice little pantry cabinet. It looks like an IKEA piece of furniture.
Oh yeah, and then the desk in there too. I also found solid wood desk. So I'm out finding treasures. Then today I found 2 giant 15-inch fucking speakers, a PA, and yeah, that I was like, this is. You can't be finding treasures every day, Zach, because I brought something.
So you found speakers and a PA?
Well, like part of a PA, like 2 giant 15-inch PV speakers, and then I put them on Instagram. I was like, hey, if anybody wants these, and then Megan's friend Iram, who's a DJ, they were like, I want this shit, and so we went and fucking. I was like, well. They were like, I'm trying to find a ride and a way to get it. And I'm like, it's fucking close. Megan and I will just pick it up and then she can bring it over to you later. Gotcha. So, but yeah, so found 215.
Some treasures.
So yeah, so somebody, so my friend Iram, who's a DJ, can now have some nice speakers to practice on, or to.
So what is it?
They're big enough to probably throw a little rave or something.
Is this just people putting stuff out of their house and stuff because they're getting new stuff, or people are moving?
I think it's a bit of both, man. But like, then there's the big trash day.
Oh, so, furniture day. And
well, that's when people set all the shit. The trash will come and get anything big that you don't want anymore.
Gotcha.
So what's great is I think there's a lot of wealthy people with solid wood furniture where they're like, oh, this got dinged up by the kids and the dog gnawed on this leg. We got to get rid of this. And I'm like, whoo, that's prime.
Yeah, that's prime picking.
Yeah. My mom told me that her new dog... Sorry. Chewed one of the legs off of her table.
What do you...
The dog
you
is...
Wake up and it's the dog is 3-legged table.
The dog is 8 months old, and it's like 100 fucking pounds. It's a Great Pyrenees, and she's like... she's like, yeah,
fucking table leg.
she's like, he can get at everything. He can get on the counters, and I'm like, any highlights? And she's like, well, he ate the leg off of my table.
Jesus Christ.
And then she's like, yeah, and he chewed the bottom of the door off.
What?
And I was like, what? And she's like, yeah. wasn't even closed.
God. So he just
went over and got on the side and just
gnawing.
ate the bottom of the door off, I guess.
That dog needs a chew toy.
Yeah, 8-month, 100-pound fucking dog. His dad weighed 125 pounds, but I bet this dog gets to be like 140 or something.
Yeah. I mean, that's puppy behavior with an adult-sized dog.
Oh, dude, that's such a big dog. Mm-hmm. Shrek is like 49 pounds.
Our two dogs are like 20, 25 pounds, and that's...
Combined?
No, like each. That's it, though. But it's great.
Yeah. No, I'm always like, I like a big dog, but I'm like, if I get another dog, I think I'm going smaller.
Yeah, if I had property, like if I owned a big chunk of land, I would have a big dog. But I'd let it roam.
I'm thinking about putting in some raspberry bushes.
What?
Yeah.
In the back?
Yeah. God, they're coming to dig up the shit pipe.
Oh, yeah.
Tomorrow,
I forgot
dude.
about the fucking neighbor. You're going to have no water.
Yeah, dude, I got to get up and poop at 8. I got to set a shit alarm tomorrow so that I can get one out and flush it down the pipes before they cut them out of the ground.
Oh, God. Yeah, you don't want to send that thing out while they got the pipe open.
Yeah,
Just a fucking shit rocket.
Well, part of me wants to and be like, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Here
Megan,
you go.
I'm sorry. Megan, I told my girl.
She has to do the big dumps.
I told her that they were ripping up the shit pipes in the back, but no, she went and had to take a big poop and flush it down the toilet. I'm sorry if one of her big old turds came that looked like it was from a 200-pound man like myself. If one of those came by, but it was hers. It was this woman right here, Megan's.
This small woman just rocketed this fucking... this giant fucking catfish.
Oh, man. But yeah, I don't think we've talked about it, but you haven't noticed. Have you noticed the new hemp necklace around your microphone?
I have. I didn't know if that was... Was this a treasure that was found?
So that was a treasure that was found in the move.
This was at the house before...
So I made that.
Oh, this is an OG moss.
Yeah, I made these beads.
That,
you see this?
Fimo clay?
Yeah, I made this necklace when I was probably in 7th or 8th grade.
Okay.
8th grade. But yeah, little mushroom, some Fimo beads.
Macrame. Yeah, dude, I remember making Fimo pipes, and I was like, well, I don't think we should be smoking out of this.
Oh, yeah, it's probably fucking like better for you than breathing in whatever I fucking inhaled in that crawl space.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did find some old things that were definitely go against my not hippie argument.
Yeah?
Yeah, I definitely did.
What else we got here?
Well,
you got some photos?
Here's a photo of a Super Bowl party that I had when I was in 8th grade.
Okay.
And
is that you with the guitar? Or wait a minute. Is that you with the long hair?
Yeah, I'm in the red shirt.
Oh, yeah,
and
buddy.
And the brown bell bottoms.
Yeah. Yeah, buddy.
So, yeah.
Yeah. You've been working on those locks for a long time.
Oh, yeah. That was the... Yeah. And I used to spray... What was that? Sun In?
Sun In? What was Sun In?
It was that shit that you would spray in your hair, and the sun would it would turn your hair blonde.
Oh, okay.
But
you trying to Cobain the head?
Yeah, here's then you can see there's some pictures of my bedroom and the walls.
Yeah.
But
what are you holding?
That's a vest.
Oh, okay. Totes vested.
Yeah. And then check out that carpet.
Oh, dude, is that
just orange and brown vomit shag carpet?
Yeah, dude, that is classic.
But yeah, here's how my room was decorated.
Holy shit, dude. We had a very similar style of
just cutting shit out of magazines.
Just
and putting
serial
it on the
killered wall.
Yeah, but as you can see, there's like some Hendrix in there. Some
yeah, dude.
What's funny though is that after I got like real into all the snowboarding stuff,
everything immediately went in that direction.
Well, I think after I did like the snowboarding wall or whatever with all the magazine stuff, then I got into acid, and then I went through a bunch of National Geographics and just cut out anything weird. Just a bunch of weird shit.
Just weird.
All over the walls. But yeah.
Just weird shit and tribal tits.
And then I found, I did find some writings too. This one is where I'd be in 10 years.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it was written on March 27th, the year 2000.
Oh.
When asked what I think I will be doing in 10 years, you can't really answer that question.
Great start.
That's it. No, okay.
This is an impossible quest.
Since I've been younger, I've changed the career field that I thought I wanted to go into more times than I can remember. A lot can change in your life in 10 years. I sound like a grizzled old man. At the moment, I'm planning on finishing high school in the next year or two. I'm like 17 at this point.
I'm planning to get out of here.
Yeah, maybe by the time I'm 19.
Yeah. Maybe with good behavior, I could get out.
After that, I would like to go to college. At the moment, I think I want to be a teacher. So if I pursue that route, I would be a teacher in 10 years, teaching somewhere in the States, hopefully getting my life out to a good start. But I don't know what is going to happen in the next 2 years of high school. Maybe I will change my career decision.
I love that. You're like, I'm 17 years old and I'm hoping to get my life together.
Yeah, I'll be living in the States.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like you're Canadian. Yeah. I'm moving down to the States.
Yeah. One thing I know about myself, though, is that I do not like homework.
One thing I know is I don't want to do this.
That is why I like Jefferson so much. What is going to happen when I get to college, though? Will I be able to hack it? I know that I'm smart enough, but for some reason, I'm just lazy and cannot get myself motivated to do it.
You should reach out to that teacher and go, I think some of these have stayed the same.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe I won't even go to college. Possibly I will find a good enough career without a college diploma. That's the end.
Oh, dude, that's great.
Here's a journal entry from the same day. I think that we had to do 2 creative writing things.
I hope it starts as like, God, I hate homework.
It was, this last week was pretty simple. I had school and work most of the days. I was feeling ill on Thursday and Friday, though. Trepidation, a band that I play in, had a gig this weekend, so we practiced a lot for it during this week. The show went really well on Saturday, and we had a lot of positive comments from the audience. After that got over, I went to a rave that was at the Tech Cervix Center. I think I mean Civic, but maybe it is Cervic. Tech Cervix Center, spelled C-E-R-V-I-C. It was a good rave with good DJs. I left there about 1 in the morning.
I hope there's quotes in that. I was out till 1 in the morning, 17.
Yeah, went over to my friend's house. Then me and a couple other people hung out there for the rest of the night. I stayed up pretty late on Saturday, so Sunday was spent relaxing. I lounged and slept for most of the day.
I got fucked up at a rave and was hungover the next day.
Now it is Monday and I'm back in school. I don't really know what I'm doing this next weekend. Usually I don't know until the day before.
But I know I don't like homework.
Oh, man. But no, it's funny is I remember that rave at the Cervix Center. I ate Mitsubishis were the ecstasy pills that I ate that night. And then I went back to my friend's house, and a bunch of my friends and I, we just hung out and smoked weed, and I got back rubs and shit, and it was awesome. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
It's a good night.
Oh, man. Yeah.
But yeah. Some stuff.
You got some photos there? Some pictures you drew?
There is a picture. This is a bird that I drew, but it looks pretty psychedelic expired.
Yeah.
But oh, and then this is a dumb one about skateboarding in space.
What? I could do all the flips because there's no gravity.
Yeah. I think that skateboarding would be much better sport in an atmosphere with 1/10 the Earth's gravity. Because first of all, your enemy in this sport is gravity. It keeps you from getting as much air as you need. This also applies to snowboarding. A lot of tricks in both of these sports have to be accomplished in a short period of time before you hit the ground. I can obtain a 360 on my snowboard regularly. I would be falling to the ground about 10 times slower, meaning a really huge spin would give me the ability to add grabs and tweaks. In skateboarding, you have to ollie to obtain distance from the ground. This is a complicated thing to do because your feet are not attached to the board. This would make this process way easier, meaning more time to catch your board, more time for spins and flips. Plus, you could grind higher things and grind for a more extended period of time. This would also help because it would prevent injuries. Falling at a slower rate means less impact onto the concrete or the snow. Although, if there was not any oxygen, it would make these sports very inconvenient.
One thing that makes it hard is the inability to breathe.
The oxygen tank would make your balance off. Plus, you could wreck. If it broke, you would be screwed. Therefore, I don't think I would ever participate in these sports if there was no oxygen.
I like how you're like, I think this would be a good deal. And then at the end, after you've written it, you're like, I don't think I would ever do this.
Well, yeah, I think what happened is I wrote my first thing and I'm like, cool, I need 300 words probably or something like that. And then I did the word count and it's like 267.
Yeah.
And I was like,
oxygen tank.
And then I was like, although,
yeah,
actually.
yeah, that's that. Oh, homework done. No need to overachieve.
Oh, fuck. Yeah.
Oh, man. Oh, fuck. What do you got coming up, man?
Oh, boy. We'll both be at Altercation.
Dude, are you? I got that gig. So I'm like on the 2nd, I'm hosting for like 4 hours for this, the first ever. Yeah, but it's the psilocybin potency tournament.
The Mushies.
Yeah, dude. But here's the thing. They're going to have like 500-600 people there. They've already had well over like 100 and some odd submissions. And one of them is size. So I don't know how big the mushy that's going to win, but I'm hoping to get a picture with this monster.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be a big one.
So, but that being said, I think I'm flying to Austin on the 3rd and flying back on the 4th.
Oh, nice.
I'm just going to go in and out. I feel bad, but like it's hard. Like it's hard for me to be able to go down and justify hanging out the whole time. When I was thinking about doing it, but then when that corporate came around, I was like, I got to do this.
No, that rules. I mean, I think I'm just going to be there for a day or two, but we got Altercation coming up, both of us. South Dakota peeps, Black Hills peeps. John Novosad's coming to headline the Dolphin Arts
mayor.
Center. Yeah, the mayor on Friday, October 20th. So come check that show. I'll be hosting for John, so I'll be doing like a half hour up front.
John Mayer.
It's going to be a banger. And then the Alamos on the 18th. And then the 25th, my buddy Dan Altano is coming in from the East Coast.
Okay.
Altano.
Last names aren't really your thing.
Yeah. You know,
Harry.
we just do a writing workshop almost every week together on Zoom and have for like 2 years.
Yeah.
But
You'll have it.
But you know what? I've never had to introduce him. So
That's fact.
I've read the name more than I've pronounced it.
Yeah.
So it's Altano. It's Italian.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dan. I love you. Come see Dan. Don't let me fucking his name up deter you from going to see Dan. He's great. And and I'm back at McGregor Square hosting bingos and trivias and costume contests and all kinds of shit over the next few weeks.
Nice.
And then on the 28th, I'm headlining a beer pong tournament in Trinidad that originally started in an abandoned mansion people were squatting in California, but this group of people, they meet up in a different place every year and battle it out for this trophy. And now I'm doing stand-up there. And they are filming a they're filming like a little short to try and raise some funding for a movie, but I am playing a mushroom shaman.
Nice. In the movie?
Yeah.
Nice.
A creepy mushroom shaman. So
Yeah.
and they were like, yeah, do whatever you want with the lines. So
Yeah.
I think I might
Do some mushies?
well, I think I might have like maybe been like a gang member and had teardrops. But after I became a mushroom shaman, I had them changed into little mushrooms.
Yeah. That's great.
I don't know. I'm having some fun with it. But yeah, that's fucking pretty much my nutshell for the next 2 weeks.
I've got so much shit. The pitch for the storytelling show went well.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
You doing it?
Yeah. Well, I think I'm doing a story, but then we talked about it, and I think what it sounds like is she's going to roll with what she had, but then possibly hand it over and let me retool it.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, I'll be in the Springs on the 20th. And the big things I want to talk about is November 2nd, I'll be doing the psilocybin potency contest. But then November 18th, I'll be doing the dose.
Oh, Steve's show.
Yeah. I found this really cool outfit I'm gonna wear, and it's I'm really stoked to go barefooted for this event.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Are you taking acid?
No, dude, I would never be able to perform on acid. Like that, it basically turns into an acid test. That's me walking up and going, yeah, all right, next.
Yeah,
but
you haven't done acid in a long time. Who knows?
Yeah, I think I'd laugh too much.
Yeah.
But it's been, but the show is so long. It's like, apparently it kicks off around 10:30. Comics are over. Someone told me the comics are over around 1, but that sounds long. But the show runs till like 4:30 in the morning. But
Wow.
it's super cool because it's like an inclusive resort because it's a club only. Like you have to be a member. So once you're in the door, everything is free.
Yeah, and anything goes, right?
Yeah, but like open bar and everything else.
Well, fuck yeah.
So super stoked for that. So check that out. The Dose. I'm sure there's a website, but you can find it on Steve Gillespie's.
Please buy my album.
Oh yeah, buy it up, dude. My fucking album. Has not dropped below 20.
Fuck yeah.
I'm 49 days. No, I'm sorry. 46 days in right now, and it's the lowest it's gotten is 18 on Amazon. So very excited.
Yeah. Buy AJ's album too.
Yeah.
Buy 'em
But
both.
look, when Zach's album comes out, push it. Let's get that thing in the top 3. Let's get it up to number 1.
Yeah. No, I'm excited. So, yeah, thanks so much for listening. Like, subscribe, get on the motherfucking...
Well, I met you down around Mexico. You were reading your book and your head did blow. You were talking funny to me.
Hey, this is Zach. My debut album, Punching Jesus, is coming out November 9th. You can buy it on presale on iTunes and Amazon now at hippieNotHippiePod.com or scan the QR code on the screen. Thanks so much for your support. And while you're there, pick up a copy of AJ's new album, Too Fast for Rain, as well. Thanks.